Going live. Hello, everyone. It's Carly J here with the Dream Team Hangout. We have some awesome guests tonight to talk about the success that they've had, and I'm going to introduce Andrew.
Hi. Hi, I'm Andrew. Andrew Martinez, and what do you want me to talk about here, Carly? Just throw it at me.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Fresno, California. Right now I'm in Nebraska. I came out here as an iron worker and kind of got hurt on the job. I hurt my back, and so I had to find other things to do, and stumbled across Ds Domination and had done some drop shipping or kind of some eBay experimenting, and so here I am.
Okay. How long ago did you join?
I started kind of part-timing it back in November of last year, and so doing other things, of course, but I just kind of been learning as I go.
Mm-hmm. And how about your success so far?
Looking at things from my seller dashboard, I have 91 transactions with a total sales of $10,987.
Wow.
So that ain't bad for
nice.
Yeah,
that's
for
very good.
And well, I'll tell you what it was really good. 100% positive feedback still.
Awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Let me ask you, whenever you joined, what were some of your concerns as far as before you joined?
You know, I'll be honest with you. As soon as I saw training on how to do eBay, I was like, $20, really? I just jumped in. I said, well, what do I have to lose, $20? I had been a part of other network marketing companies before, and I have built a team of 150 distributors, and I'm the only one that did anything. It was kind of interesting. It's my first network marketing experience. So it was a trip. I was all in that, but I was very kind of like, well, what do I have to lose? It's $20. I'm going to learn to sell stuff on eBay. And
right.
So yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move on over to Travis.
Hey everybody, Travis from Houston, Texas. I've been with DSD probably just under 2 months, actually right at 45 days, and I've tried many different from-home jobs, even tried to sell some healthcare products. I just didn't have the success I was looking for. It all started when my 2-year-old daughter Madison was born. My wife wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, invested in many different things, and I was just kind of running into a lot of these pyramid type things that just wasn't working. So I kind of stumbled across the Dream Team Ds Domination on Facebook through a friend of mine. She introduced me to it, and you know, I'm kind of like Andrew. You know, $20, why not? You know, I've spent hundreds of dollars on other things. Why not $20? Many people like to say, well, how about the scams? How about the scams? All I can say is about the Dream Team DS Domination is the scam is making me money. The scam is making me money. In less than 2 months, I've probably already cleared about $700-800, and that's with me just doing it very part-time. I mean, putting minimum time into it. I haven't really invested as much as I want, but had some other things going on. But instead of procrastinating and waiting, I said I'm going to start anyways, even though I'm in a busy season of my life. And like I said, I've had great success with this scam.
That's awesome, Andrew. I have a question for you. Did you have any eBay experience before you started?
Yes, I did. Yeah, before I started, I used to go to some auctions, online auctions, storage auctions, different type of auctions. So I sold a little bit, but I never had any drop shipping experience, and I really wasn't completely active on eBay. I would do it here or there, but I wasn't completely active.
Okay, that's awesome. Itoya, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I can. My name is Etoya White, born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. Recently transplanted to the Atlanta, Georgia area. Actually live in Stockbridge, Georgia, and was a professional school counselor. I was a high school counselor for 6 years or so, and now I'm a DSDer.
Did you have any eBay experience when you started, Etoya?
The only experience I had on eBay was going out to give other people my money for the things that I wanted.
Awesome. Let me ask you a question. Whenever you started the training in DS Domination, was it difficult, easy, or what?
I mean, candidly, for me, it was a walk in the park. I mean, it's as simple as listening and following directions. I mean, as an educator, or a former educator now,
Yeah.
that's pretty much the name of the game. It's, hey, this is what it says to do, then you turn around and do that. So when it says, when we talk about words or phrases like simple copy and paste system, the copy and paste is not just taking information from one place and moving it to another place. It's listening to the information, copying it, and then, putting it into action. So, yeah, it's pretty much a walk in the park.
Awesome. And how much success have you had so far?
I started just over a year ago, maybe 14 months. It was August of last year. Got in because I trust greatly my high school teammate and his wife, and decided to give it a shot. I had put tons of money in other businesses or whatnot, and had little to no success. So since I started, I mean, I don't even, gosh, numbers wise, I'm doing a FBA with Genesis right now. So I think I started FBA just about a month ago. Actually, it's about a month ago, and I've probably got 4,000 in sales, and more than half of that has been profit. So, and just in addition to my regular eBay stuff. So you're not going to hear me complaining about it. I tell you, my resume is not available. I'm not looking for school counseling jobs right now. I can tell you that.
That is awesome, Etoya. I have personally watched you over the past several months, and you are just killing it. I'm always seeing your posts. So I was like, yes.
Thank you. And you know what? Being able to work with yourself, obviously we work together on some things, and that's the thing about it that everybody needs to understand about DS Domination. When we talk about the dream team, and I just, there's just something about being able to reach people. We talk about working together. I mean, there's people that I couldn't even pick out of a crowd that I could go to at any point and get help or advice or whatever have you, and to have Roger and Kevin and Hitesh, and I was just mentioning this the other day, I just can't understand how they want everybody to make money. It's like they are forcing. I mean, you've got no choice. If you do this, you make money real easy.
That's awesome, Etoya. Congrats on all your success, my friend.
Thank you, Carly.
You're welcome. Hi, Jonathan. You ready to introduce yourself?
I suppose. My name is Jonathan Reese. I am from Ames, Iowa, and I have been in DSD here since April, I believe it was. So I don't know. This has been a really good program. My background, actually, I was an experienced eBay seller. When I came on, I was a top-rated power seller. I've been selling on eBay for a little over 3.5 years, just doing things on the side. And when I was first introduced to the system, I was all in right off the bat because there were some other business ventures that I had been on through eBay and had done very, very, very well with, especially with over the holiday season last year. Christmas is coming up again, so I'm super stoked about that. But yeah, so when I first saw the dropshipping program, I went, well, this is a no-brainer. And yeah, I got in, and it's been fantastic. In fact, what really blew me away was when I got in, I started going through the training modules. Roger has some of the best, just basic eBay training I probably have ever seen. And so yeah, it's even for someone who's been experienced. There were some things that I already knew, but there was a lot of just tips and tricks to the trade that I learned from going through those modules. So yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what type of experience as far as like the affiliate side? Did you come from network marketing or anything like that?
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
No, I don't do that.
Okay. Always have to ask.
Yeah, no, I had absolutely zero experience in that.
That's good.
But I have been learning it, slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's a learning process, and actually that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about my portion now. Once again, my name is Carly J. I've been doing internet marketing and internet stuff for a little over 25 years. I was in network marketing before I came to DSD. Not going to mention any company names, but everybody knows. I was absolutely terrible at it. But what I want to mention is not only was I terrible at it, but I was stuck in a position to where things were always going to stay the same type thing. So there's no way of increasing the way that I was doing things. So when I found the Dream Team, I was absolutely floored on the support. The support was a huge deal for me. But I do want to talk about the eBay side. I had never sold on eBay in my entire life. Pretty much my husband needed a auto part and he sent me to eBay to order the part. That was it. So when I did start, actually when I was introduced, I was like, okay, what's the catch? 20 bucks, you know, because I spent 500 bucks to get in my last company. So I was like, really? So after I took a look at it and I joined, I didn't tell anybody I joined for the first 2 weeks. I wanted to be sure it worked. I did have some concerns when I started. You know, anything online, everybody calls everything a scam, so you know how that goes. So I made my first few sales within the first 2 weeks. I did it very, very part-time, about 3-4 hours a week. After, I will never forget that first time you hear that cha-ching sound on your phone. That is the most incredible thing ever. And for me, I don't know about any of you, but every single time I hear that app ringtone, it's like the first time every time.
Yep.
So, so now that I figured out it worked, I decided to become an affiliate, and I absolutely love it. I love everything about DS Domination. I have gone past my 5K profit in eBay. I am not a top-rated seller yet. I am getting there. I am above standard, which is awesome. So I have to say that this, out of all things I've seen on the internet, this right here is exactly the easiest thing. I'm on live. Easiest thing I've ever come across. Sorry. So for any of you watching, this is not, it's so easy. Roger takes you step by step. It's like you have somebody sitting there with you telling you exactly how to do this, what not to do, why not to do it, why to do it. And the training is absolutely incredible. It's just the easiest thing I've ever seen, and everybody's right. It's absolutely a no-brainer. So, with that being said, what I want to know from Andrew, which I'm going to jump back over here to you. What I want to know from you is when you started making sales, were you surprised at all?
You know what? I was and I wasn't, because prior to getting involved with DS, I went and met a guy who does this for a living. He plays the game at a big level. He has a big warehouse and does drop shipping at a huge level. And I told him, I want to come work for you. I know about autoresponders, et cetera, et cetera. And he says, well, I can't hire you. I don't have a need for you, but I'm going to give you something. And he gave me this website, and he told me copy and paste, and do this. And I already had an eBay account and a PayPal account, so I was like, really? Okay. So I went and tried it, and I did about 9 transactions, and I really didn't know what I was doing, but people bought stuff from me. So that was just like my first experience, and I'm like, wow, this stuff works, but PayPal's holding my money, so yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here.
Right.
So that's kind of how it sat for like over a year. My account's, set at 9 feedback or whatever, and I was still in PayPal jail. And then about a year later, which was when I saw the Ds Domination stuff, I was like, what, really? Okay, I've done this. I know what these guys are doing. This is really okay. So that's what really did it for me, because I saw a guy doing it, and then and he told me this is what I started with, and I was like, oh, so yeah.
I have a really good question for you. How easy is it to share this opportunity with people?
It's fairly simple. For me, I'm that one guy that I've seen, after building a team of 150 people and nobody doing anything but me, and me calling them, say, go team. I was very reluctant to say, hey, want to join my company and do this with me, and we'll all make money. Because that's, I got burned once, got burned twice. I was like, nah, no more of this team building and all this other stuff. But I believed in network marketing. I believed in the concept and the huge companies. And here's what's interesting is I went further to study how the big boys are doing it. I found magnetic sponsoring, MLSP, and I found systems and ways of doing things. And once I did that, my whole mentality changed, and I was like, that's how they do it, huh? Once, like here, not even 2 months ago, once I really started seeing everything available to us through the Dream Team, I was like, you know what? These guys are for real. These guys are awesome. And so I just received like my first transfer or check from my affiliate side, because I've been keeping it there, and I've got 2 or 3 people, so I haven't been promoting it, but it's fairly easy. What do you do for a living? I copy and I paste. I sell stuff on eBay.
This is true. Very, very true. I'd like to talk to Travis. Travis, you are an affiliate, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What I want to know is, are you having, my biggest thing in my previous company was that I always had to go out and like get family members and, do all this extra stuff to get people to, join you type thing. So do you see any differences in DS Domination and the Dream Team versus, old school stuff?
Yeah, definitely, because with DS Domination, the Dream Team, you don't have to recruit. You don't have to get people to sign up to make money, because any sales you do on eBay, you profit the money. I mean, even DS Domination isn't taking any commission off your sales. You pay for the software, you pay to be a part of the team with all the great resources, the training. I mean, we get way more than we pay for, really. But all your sales you get completely, and you don't, without having to recruit. If you want to recruit, if you want to tell people, and I really don't even call it recruiting, because I'm just sharing with people, or people seek success and they just ask questions, and I just kind of tell them. So it's not like I'm going out there trying to get people. They just say, well, how are you making money? I thought you said everything online was a scam, or all these from home jobs were a scam. And I said, well, yeah, I did, but I found one that's legit, one that's making me money.
Yeah, this is true. That's awesome. How about you, Atoya?
For me, it's been, the challenge on one side from the affiliate standpoint, and the challenge is actually not with the business. The challenge has just been with the mentality of people to be afraid of being known by something other than what they've always been known for. So it's like, okay, I've been an educator and whatever have you, and so now I'm doing something different, and people are afraid of that. People are afraid of change. But once they actually see, hey, wait a minute, this guy's got 5,000 Facebook contacts. He's got his all his educator buddies are now asking questions and so on. Wait, how could he step away from, a $60,000 educator contract to do this stuff on the internet? Well, and so my inbox, it buzzes. People want to know, like, wait a minute, that's also a part of the blessing is, okay, wait a minute, why did he step away? This guy was a counselor, he was a coach. What is this thing he's doing? So, it's regular now where somebody's asking, or if, when we post about successes and things of that nature, people want to know because everybody's looking for something. And so, they're looking at us now as the professionals, in what we do. And, people want to know, whether or not they do it. Is another story, but people want to know what we're doing in DS Domination. There's no question about it.
Mm-hmm. That is very, very true. It's funny because every once in a while, not daily, but a couple times a week, I get somebody messaging me. I get in the inbox saying, "Are you still doing that eBay thing?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still doing that eBay thing." Well, can you tell me more about it? I said, "Sure." Give them my link. And the big difference to me is if they're coming to me.
Right.
I am not out there hounding people, trying to talk people into stuff. I am showing them a system that is life-changing for so many people. And to be able to do everything yourself and make 100% profit, and it's absolutely correct. You do not have to recruit to make DS Domination successful.
Absolutely. People are watching. People are watching. It's funny because I'll have people who, maybe when I first started, they were just kind of like, oh, okay, why, da-da-da-da-da. But, after they see some success and so on and so forth, they may have actually heard about DS Domination or some eBay or Amazon stuff somewhere else, but they remember that you were involved, or maybe you were the first person that reached out to them, and they come back. They remember. So first impressions, and how we, market our business, or, how we esteem or respect our businesses, it goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. This is very, very true. Jonathan, have anything you want to add?
Yeah, one thing that I have found, and even in my own personal life, is trying to get past what I call poor man's paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
With eBay, that becomes unlimited. There are so many people, they've kind of got this 9-to-5 mentality that I'm going to make 20 grand a year, and that's all you're going to do, and you just work a job, and that's it. Just to kind of give you an example, the power of eBay by itself. Now, I will stress and reiterate, this was before I was with DSD, okay? But I thought originally that you had to invest a large amount of money into product to sell if you're going to be able to do it. So this last, I guess back in November, a business partner and we invested about $35,000 into one toy for Christmas. And he was going to run the Amazon side, and I was going to run the eBay side. And between November 2013 and February 2014, we'd sold $45,000, $50,000 worth of product off that one toy. And we still have product left over that we're going to be doing this come up year. What's crazy to me, though, is there's such a vast market online that you can market and sell to. And now I'm drop shipping that toy. I'm like, man, I don't even have to pre-purchase this thing. I can just drop ship it, and I'm selling it now. And people are shopping for Christmas right now. And so if people, who are looking at this and are going, man, I don't know if this thing really works or not. Here's the thing. If you can get beyond the whole poor man's paradigm thing and think, I can think outside the box. There's a massive market out there who want to give me their money, and it's true, they do. If I can find those products that they want, you'll sell.
Yeah. That is an awesome way of putting it, definitely. Okay, so what I want to talk about here is everybody always wants to ask how much. Okay. If you can invest $20 that can turn around and make you anywhere from, $100 a week or $5,000 a month, it's an absolute no-brainer. There's absolutely no other system anywhere on this planet that you're going to get so much for so little. And that's what makes it completely different. You know, some people want to make a little extra cash. Some people they're wanting to replace their incomes, and anything is possible. You know, especially, you know, on the eBay side, the more you list, the more you're going to make. You know, I mean, I have several people, I don't know, 3 or 4 people that, you know, just want to make, you know, extra $300 a month, you know, take the kids out to dinner or somewhere to go. But I also have people that are replacing their incomes and just doing DS domination. And that in itself is proof that this system works. Dropshipping has been around for a long time, people. You know, a lot of people do it, and you know, why not get your piece of the puzzle? That's my point. Anybody else have anything they want to add to that? I hear crickets.
I have something, you know, recently one of the things that has been, I don't know, when I'm working for me, but I put my Google phone number on some of my listings, and what I put on my headline or my username deal is I'm looking for, I help find products for customers, not customers for products. And, you know, with that mentality, I guess, or with that headline, has made my phone ring, and where I've been, you know, like, hey, yeah, I have this item in stock, and if you want it, you know, let me see what I can do. And I've had some success with that, and it's been interesting. But most of the time, you know, like in the some of the modules, I remember Roger saying in one of the modules, you know, I've got my customer on the phone, and I know some other people who've sold who are afraid to talk to their customers. Mm-hmm. I'm like, get them on the phone and talk to them and see how you can help them and serve them. And ultimately, that's how I keep my 100% feedback rating, because I want to talk to them on the phone.
Yeah, okay. Customer service is a very big deal. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. I'd actually like to share the story of my first sale, and I'm sure you guys are gonna laugh. My youngest daughter was getting ready to move out, so I was taking her about 6 hours away to her new place, and we were driving up the Arizona mountains, and it was desolate, no cell service, nothing. It'd go in and out, and it's quiet, so the radio's not working. So, you know, and all of a sudden I heard that cash register noise. And I looked at my daughter. I said, "What the heck was that?" And she's like, "Well, maybe it was the radio." I said, "The radio doesn't work." And so I told her to look at my phone. She's like, "Well, you have this little P icon and a little E icon." I said, "Shut up." You know, so I actually pulled over and looked. And my very first item, I made $22 profit. And I was totally hooked from that point on. I just have to say, it's the easiest thing you will ever come across in your entire life. I see Andrew over there smiling.
It's because I have one of those. My brother, I'll tell you guys, if you don't mind, I'll share a quick story. My brother, I'm lucky to have him. He rolled his vehicle. He got thrown out the front, and he survived to tell the story. Mm-hmm. So moved him in over here with me, and I was like, "Hey, yo, I got tickets to this Cypress Hill concert in Lincoln, Nebraska." And so I take him over there. I'm like, "Before we go, I want you to learn how to do this, because, you know, you're going to copy and paste, and I'm going to show you how to do this thing." He's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever. I just did one." And that's how his brain works. He's fast, and I'm loving it. So he listed it. Him and I sat there together. We did the pictures. We did all the thing. We got this listing together. We take off to this concert. We're sitting at this concert. Before it even starts, all of a sudden, my phone, I see the 2 little P's on there, and I'm like, "Hey, guess what? We just made $100." And it was awesome. And so now he's, you know, my business partner, and he's listing for me.
That's awesome.
I go do the Genesis stuff. That's what I'm looking for.
That is absolutely awesome. Itoya, do you remember your first sale?
I do. It was I had I think I slow played it actually putting listings up for a while because I was at the beginning of the school year. I was in a new building and I had 400 students. I was just crazy busy. So I slow played it for about a month and a half or so, and then I finally got around to putting up a couple things. And I started with I remember exactly what it was. It was this little skateboard thing, and I put that up, and I just remember the phone going off, and I was just like, "Wait a minute, that's not." That's not a text message. That's not a wait. Let me look at this thing, and then it said your eBay item sold, and then instantly, and even like you said, every time it happens, it's like the first time. But I think back to that time, at that moment, at that instant, when I got that first one, I knew this business was real, and and I said, well, wait a minute, my business is already paying for itself, and now I just get to make more and more and more, literally for free. So, I mean, it never gets old. Wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is look at my phone and see, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's addicting. It's much like scanning, just looking at, seeing that cha-ching, and, it's like you said, it's like the first time every single time.
Yeah. That is awesome. I love that story. It's amazing to me. I have to tell you, I just have to tell you, I love listing integration. That's all I can say. Talk about autopilot. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. You're getting to the point now with the system where you're not going to lose money if the price changes. And if they run out of stock on something, the system takes care of it right away. I mean, it's just crazy. And what I noticed whenever I got everything into the listing integration part was that when there was price changes and the activity in my eBay account, my sales went up because there was price changes. You understand what I mean? So I was like, wait a minute, this will definitely work. I mean, it took me a little while to get everything in there, but once it's in there, it's on autopilot. Don't do anything. Does anybody have anything to say about the listing integration?
I'm actually working my way through that right now. I had a couple of technical difficulties that I'm sorting out. I ended up with like 30 pages of listings. So yeah, I mean, that's the issue, is I don't really have 30. But I'm just trying to, see maybe where I need to, go back through it, maybe do it again. I just had a little technical glitch, but I watched the recording that was done by one of our team members last week, and it's, it's essential, like you stated, just to make sure that, because once you get up there and you got a few hundred listings, to basically have your own secretary or, system of checks and balances is crazy. Where else do you get that?
It's like having a virtual assistant, seriously.
Yeah, I've been getting the emails. I've been watching them emails, and it says it adjusted my price and all of that. That's awesome. That's amazing.
I know. It absolutely is. What are your thoughts, Travis?
Well, listing integrations actually saved my behind a few times. There was a few items that I had sold that went out of stock on one of the sources before listing integrations. A couple prices changed on me. Two of them, when the prices changed, I took the hit just to get the positive feedback to keep the customer happy. Some people may not want to do that. I could afford it, so I did it just to keep my ratings up. The ones that went out of stock, I explained something happened to the item. It's no longer for sale. Can we work something out? And I was blessed enough that both of those buyers said, no problem, just refund me the money and there'll be no issues. And I was amazed that when you stay connected to your customers' communication with them, how all the ones I've had to deal with are easy to work with. In fact, those two that I refunded, they still left me positive feedback. And they said, great seller. So I just share that story to tell you that listing integration will save your behind.
Very, very true. Jonathan, do you have anything to add?
Just kind of a note of the good customer service thing, because I think it's a pretty common question is a lot of people say, well, what if an item goes out of stock or the price adjusts and you're going to lose money? The big thing really is good customer service. Like I said, I've been selling on eBay for quite a while, and it all boils back down to customer service. Here, I just want to share with you just real quick. I accidentally shipped a customer the wrong item here the other day, and he replied back to me, opened a case against me. He replied back to me and said, look, you sent me Model 4, I need Model 5, that was what was in your description. I went back and verified it. Yes, he was correct. Anyway, long story short, I've treated him very well, and I just now I got a message from him, and he says here, thank you very much, very professional employees, very satisfied customer, thank you again, and he's got 3 exclamation points behind every little phrase there he says. It all comes back to good customer service. So if you're willing to put your time into listing products and not being afraid of making maybe a few errors here and there, the customers are very forgiving. They understand mistakes happen. They understand they're taking a risk themselves that you're actually going to ship a product after they paid for it. And so they're very willing to work with you 9 times out of 10.
Right, and I totally agree with that. I have found personally, each time that I sell an item, I send them an email thanking them, letting them know the next steps and that kind of thing. And usually the day that they are due to receive, actually the next day, I give them a call and ask them how things are, and and talk to them. I'm finding that when I started doing that, more geared towards customer service, I got a lot more feedback. What I figured out in the beginning, I wasn't always getting feedback. I'm like, well, that's not fair, But as I found that how important customer service is, I've gotten great feedback. I mean, just quick, and they absolutely appreciate it. I mean, I even have customers, they'll message me and ask me, well, I'm looking for this, can you find it for me? I'm like, okay. So you have loyal customers, they're going to come back to you, absolutely. Okay, so does anybody have anything to add about anything?
Listing integration is so awesome, and I'm just like in and out of my Ds Domination back office waiting for the supremacy.
I know. I'm very excited about that, definitely.
A list of all your buyers, and wow.
I know. Yeah, it's going to be off the hook, let me tell you. Okay, if no one else has anything to add, I will do my closing statement. Sound like a lawyer. Okay, thank you so much for joining us for this Hangout tonight. I hope this information has been helpful. All I can tell you is if you're still thinking about it, just do it. Get back with the person that gave you this link and get started right away. You're absolutely going to love the Dream Team. We support each other 24/7. And with that being said, everyone have a good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm gonna do this.